Hey, Sean here, Fat Moose Comics. I tell you about my day. Steve Odo had the right idea. Days like this can be a test from the universe, and I think I got like a D plus today. I'll keep it brief because I want to go home. That's where I keep all of my drugs. So I'm just kidding. Mostly kidding. So today was the official release of the Absolute Batman Arc M special. It's a one-shot detailing the Absolute Universe's origin of what in the regular DCU, continuity is Arkham Asylum, blah, blah, blah. So, we order books way in advance and we pay in advance. So, I have to be judicious about what I order and how many and whatever. And these days, it's so easy for customers or anybody, people who've never been here before, to look online and see what's coming out, what covers are available, when the FOC is, which means that's the final order cutoff. So I have to have my orders in by then, and to see the release date. And it should be very easy for them to just say, hey, I saw this book is coming out in a few weeks. I would like 2 cover A, a cover B, 3 cover C, whatever. Happy to order it for you. But it's the people who wait till the last damn minute. Night before, day of release, we're like, oh, I want those. So this book, I ordered above my regular numbers for Absolute Batman. And those numbers are high. It's a really good selling book. Scott Snyder, Nick Dragata, all the other creative teams, the Danny Warren Johnson annual blew up like crazy. So I ordered higher than I usually would. Full well knowing that I'm probably going to have to deal with some bullshit. And boy, did I deal with some bullshit. So, first customer of the day comes in, and he plops, 6 copies. I took care of my reservists first, because that's why they're reservists. These are the people that come in every week or every couple of weeks, and they're guaranteed to get what they ask for, because they ask in advance. They understand how it works. First customer of the day plops, like I said, 6 or 7 copies on the counter. I go, I'm sorry, it's 1 per customer. He goes, well, why? He's like, do you need me to explain it to you? I said, we're a comic shop. We're not a speculator haven. If you buy up all the copies, and I had more than 6, I'm just saying, if you buy 6 copies, that's 5 other people who may not get a copy, who, may get here after work or, they get out of school and they're going to come in. I'm not going to have enough to go around. So it's 1 per customer. I know a lot of other stores are doing that as well. And he's actually cool about it. I said, look, come back in 2 days. If I have any left, have at it. Full well knowing I wouldn't have any left. But, made him feel good. That's what I do. I make people feel good while I'm slowly dying inside. Anyhow, so later on the day was pretty busy. And, I had Justin here to help out, as always. He's my number 1 guy. But everybody was calling up looking for this book. And I'm like, it's 1 per customer. We only have a couple left, blah, blah, blah. And later in the day, I don't know, 6 o'clock or so, phone rings, Justin answers it. I'm halfway listening, and I could tell something was happening. But I hear him say, we only have 2 copies left. I'll put 1 behind the counter for you, because that's, we'll do that. And he hangs up the phone. He's like, who was that? I could hear the consternation in his voice. He's like, oh, it's that guy that used to have a box here. I'm not going to name him, okay? But this guy was always a bit of a chore. Looks like Rick Grimes from the later seasons of Walking Dead. So good for him. Good looking dude. But he always talks like he just drank an entire bottle of NyQuil. It's just one of those very mellow, I don't know if he's sedating himself or whatever. But he was always a speculator type. Oh, I need 5 copies of this or that. I'm like, why? You can't read 5 copies at once. What do you, obviously knowing full well that he's going to try to flip them or whatever. So he called and he asked for the final 2 copies and just said, you can have 1. I'll put it behind the counter. Okay, fair enough. And at that point I said, you know what, Justin, let's put the final copy behind the counter too, just in case somebody comes in and they're not a speculator. It's just somebody who really just couldn't get here before they sold out. Let's take care of the readers, because that's what we do. We take care of the readers. Speculators, flippers, up ye. Or, yeah, right there. So, So he comes in, and I'm not paying attention. Justin's on the register. I'm just dicking around on the iPad because that's my greatest hobby is... Look, that candy's not going to crush itself. Somebody's got to... So I was doing that. It's a little embarrassing. But, so he comes in, and he gets his one copy. We took it out from under the counter. Go, here you go. And Justin says, okay, it's $5.32. He goes, what do you mean? It's $5. And Justin says, no, it's $4.99. But plus tax, it's $5.32. And the guy's like, but I'm gonna give you cash. And just said, okay, it's $5.32. And the guy goes, but he hands him a 10. He goes, I want $5 back. And Justin goes, well, if you give me a single on top of this, I can give you back $5 plus your change. And this is where my ears perked up. I'm like, what is happening? Why is this transaction still happening? I said, I'm sorry, what's going on, man? His name's Mike. Fuck it. His name's Mike. Okay. There are a lot of Mikes in the world. So like, well, man, why are you charging me tax? Like I said, I'm not charging you tax. The government is charging you tax. And he goes, well, I'm paying in cash. I was like, that's great. We appreciate it. Saves us the credit card fees and whatnot. He goes, yeah, but why are you charging tax? I'm like, do I need to explain this to you? He goes, well, the guy over there, and he's gesticulating out the window. The guy over there doesn't charge tax. I'm like, which guy over where? He goes, the guy there. I'm like, you're going to have to be a little more specific. Jersey is a highly populated area. Which guy over where does not charge you tax? I'd like to meet that guy and find out what his secret is. How does he get away with not paying tax? I have to pay tax. He goes, but I'm giving cash. I'm like, dude, we're not run by the mob. Side note, there's no such thing as the mafia. All right? Sopranos was all fake. I don't need the hassle. I said, you have to pay taxes. I said, look, if you don't want the book, that's great. I got other people waiting on this book. No, I want it, but I just can't believe, you're going to charge me tax. I'm like, I can't believe that you can't believe. I said, are you in the clergy? Do you own a church? Because I don't think churches pay tax, which, topic for another day. So he was all like butthurt that he had to pay tax. And I said, but this is how retail works. This is how everything works. So he bought the book. And he was like, do you have a bag? I was like, do you have a bag? Because in Jersey, you're supposed to bring your own bag. He was like, well, I don't have one. And being me, I should have just told him to kick rocks. In fact, I shouldn't have even sold him that Absolute Batman Arc M special. I was like, yeah, we got bags. So I gave him just a shopping bag, and then he left. And I don't get it. He seemed like pissed off at me. Like, he's got some privilege. The guy doesn't shop here much at all anymore. Only when there's a hot book that he thinks he can flip, I suppose. But who are you to think you don't have to pay tax because you're giving me cash? I'm not pocketing the money. I have to go through legal channels here. So that was, it's funny in this gig. All it takes is like one bad interaction to really sour your shit, Oh, you know what? I don't want to be all like pissy. I'll end this with a good thing that happened today. Early on, my customer, Brian, he used to come in every week, but now he comes in every couple of weeks. Really nice guy, really super nice guy. And he's like, hey man, I didn't know you were in a movie. I'm sorry, what? He said, yeah, I was on Tubi last night and I was just pulling up something to watch, while I did some chores, and I saw that I was looking up comic book stuff and I saw this thing, My Comic Shop Country. This is the point where I should show you the flyer for My Comic Shop Country, but it's all the way over there. I'm not going all the way over there. It's called My Comic Shop Country by my good friend, award-winning documentary director, Anthony Desiato. Look it up. It's on Tubi. My Comic Shop Country. But so my customer, Brian, is like, yeah, I didn't know you were in a thing. He goes, I'm in the kitchen washing dishes. And all of a sudden I hear this voice, and I go, I know that voice. And I turn around, and there you are on my TV. And I was like, yeah, back when I was cute. Cute-ish. Cuter. Now I look like walking doom right now. But he's like, yeah, it just blew my mind that you were in a thing. And I was like, did you watch the whole thing? He's like, I watched like a half hour. I'll watch the rest later. I was like, oh, so I guess I'm not that compelling. But it was cool. That movie came out in 2020. the documentary, the award-winning documentary. And, but it just blew his mind that he was like, I was washing dishes, and all of a sudden I'm like, is that Sean in my living room? And it was me. I'm everywhere. I'm like Jesus. No, these days I'm like measles. I'm everywhere, worldwide, or in the States. Somebody do something about that, please. Anyhow, so yeah, today was a bit of a thing, and I'm trying to work up a good belch because my customer Mikey Pops, it's ginger ale, by the way. It's not like a glass of bourbon. That would be awesome. No, I'm trying to carbonate. I'm trying to be carbonation. Oh, it's terrible. Because my customer Mikey Pops was like, I watched your latest video, and you always do this thing where at the beginning you take a sip of your drink and then you burp. And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, it's unbecoming. I said, unbecoming to whom? He said, to me. I was like, well, don't watch the videos. I don't edit, obviously. I do not edit. If I belch, if I fuck up a line or something, I don't have time to cut. I see these YouTube videos like, and it's all these cuts, and who the hell's got time for that? So I was trying to drink this ginger ale before the video so I could belch just to piss off Mikey Pops. And Mikey, you said you're not going to watch my next video because of the burping, but I hope you saw this one, so I shouted you out. And I'm trying so hard. I'm afraid if I try too hard, I'm going to just crap my pants again. Just kidding. Anyhow, yeah, sorry, no belching. Sorry for complaining, but this gig can be a bit of a chore. But there was the positivity of my customer Brian seeing me unexpectedly in his living room. I do that. Sometimes I just show up in your living room and you're like, what? And said, we're sold out of Absolute Batman. And then I just abscond out the window into the night, cackling madly. This video's gone on way longer than I anticipated. I'm so sorry. I gotta get the hell out of here and go home and hang out with my gal and her cats. And hope everybody's well. Happy 2026. Took me a second. Hope everything gets better so far. Yeah. Ooh. Oof. Yeah. But, okay. I gotta go. And I love you all except for that asshole who thought he could not pay sales tax. Everybody else. Almost everybody else. Love you all. It's better to say love you most. Love most of you. I gotta go. Be safe, be well, and I have another video coming up where I detail our little external thing we're doing at the Marcade in the Rockaway Mall. But I shan't cover that today because I've already gone on about 13 minutes and 20 seconds longer than I intended. Have a good night. I'll talk to you soon.